Hello, you're watching Vnews Bulletin. I'm Nhung from Hanoi, and now let's take a look at our top stories as usual. Government works with business community to seek ways to boost economic recovery. 14th session of the National Assembly Standing Committee concludes. And later on, Ho Chi Minh City to host World Travel Awards 2022's gala ceremony. A government-to-business or G2B conference was opened on August the 11th, providing a platform where the government can explore private sector's opinions and proposals. Presided over by Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, the hybrid event brought together cabinet members, representatives from party and National Assembly's committees, local administrations, industry leaders, and businesses. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính said the government wants to learn about private enterprises' losses and challenges facing them during the 2 years of the pandemic and honor the business community for having made contributions to the country at the time of hardship. The conference is an opportunity to discuss how the global uncertainties are impacting the country's socio-economic growth, he said. The government hoped to see recommendations that help the business community to develop and mature healthily, contributing to the fast and sustainable socio-economic growth, the leader noted. The 14th session of the National Assembly Standing Committee concluded on August the 11th with some resolutions adopted. The Standing Committee adopted resolutions on the establishment of a town and a township, which is Bình Phú Township in Cai Lậy District, the Mekong Delta province of Tiền Giang, and Trân Thành Town in the southern province of Bình Phước. In his remarks, National Assembly Chairman Vương Đình Huệ highlighted rapid urbanization and great development potential of the two new administrative units, saying the locality should be upgraded to grow further. The Standing Committee also looked into the inclusion of the draft law on management and use of state capital invested in production and business and enterprises, amended into the Law and Ordinance Building Program in 2023. This aims to raise the operation efficiency of state-owned enterprises, promoting their key role in the national economy. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs held a regular press briefing on August the 11th. Join us to see more in the following report. Regarding Vietnam's viewpoint on the current situation at the Taiwan Strait, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lê Thị Thu Hằng said, Vietnam believes that peace and cooperation in the Strait is of great significance to the region and the world in the current context of regional and international developments. Vietnam's position on the Taiwan issue is consistent, reflected in joint documents during high-level visits between Vietnam and China on the basis of the One China policy. Vietnam wants relevant parties to exercise restraint, not to increase tensions in the Taiwan Strait, contribute to peace and stability, and promote development cooperation in the region and the world. Also at the briefing, the spokesperson said that the Vietnamese Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Public Security had a working session with embassies of Germany, Czech, and Spain in Hanoi, where the two sides exchanged opinions on the temporary suspension of visa issuance for Vietnam's new passport. The Vietnamese side suggested that countries cooperate with Vietnam in removing difficulties and soon grant a visa for Vietnam's new passports. The Đắk Lắk Province Department of Agriculture and Rural Development is preparing necessary conditions for the shipping of local passion fruit to China, as the fruit has been officially allowed to enter the market.
The preparation includes supporting businesses and farmers in making the fruit meet related requirements. Đắk Lắk Province is home to more than 1,000 hectares of passion fruit, of which over 880 hectares are yielding 14,700 tons annually. The planting area and production of passion fruit nationwide are continuously increasing, especially in Central Highlands localities. Currently, Vietnam grows the fruit on about 6,000 hectares across 46 cities and provinces, with an annual output of 300,000 to 400,000 tons. With relevant negotiations beginning in 2006, the General Administration of Customs of China agreed this year to pilot the import of Vietnamese passion fruit, starting in July, making it the 10th Vietnamese fruit permitted to enter the market.
In the second half of 2022, the Vietnam Oil and Gas Group, or Petro Vietnam, will continue to keep a close watch on market developments. The goal is to monitor world crude oil prices and market fluctuation to optimize reserves and operate oil production efficiently to stay in the black. The world's crude oil price dropped sharply in July and remains on a downward trend. In early August, the price continued to decline and fell to the lowest level since before the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Monitoring the oil price frontier has helped Petro Vietnam utilize accurate forecasts and execute timely, flexible responses to price adjustments. Petro Vietnam's crude oil exploitation reached 900,000 tons in July, exceeding the plan by 19%. This brings the total figure in the first 7 months to 6.38 million tons, surpassing the plan by 22% and equal to 73% of the yearly target. Petro Vietnam said difficulties remain in the second half of the year as the world economy has increasingly shown signs of recession. The group will continue following market and macroeconomic indicators, focusing on fluctuation governance, controlling rates of inflation to moderate oil production and optimal performance. About 6,500 organ transplants have been carried out in Vietnam since the first in 1992, showing great efforts by the entire health sector, but still modest compared to other countries, an official has said.
At present, 55% of the transplants in the country is organs from living donors and only 5% from brain-dead donors. Doctor says in Vietnam, an estimated 10 people die each day while waiting for organ transplants. Meanwhile, it is worrying that less than 30% of doctors and 20% of nurses have gained sufficient understanding of brain death, and many do not have any knowledge about this. These are challenges that must be addressed in the time ahead, and the system of 22 organ transplant centers, along with hospitals nationwide, need to make changes to encourage brain-dead organ donations. The National Coordinating Center for Human Organ Transplants is the first unit in the country to form a list of patients waiting for transplants, and nearly 50,000 people have registered for organ donations after death or brain death.
A Vietnamese Cultural Week was kicked off in Cambodia at a ceremony held in Phnom Penh on August 10th. As part of the activities marking the 55th anniversary of the Vietnam-Cambodia diplomatic relations, the event runs in Phnom Penh in Siem Reap until 14th. Its opening ceremony features songs and traditional dances performed by Vietnamese and Cambodia art troops. Earlier, an exhibition on Vietnam's culture and education was held, showcasing 50 photos of the country's landscape and lifestyle and introducing Vietnamese universities and Vietnam's educational policy for foreign students. Present at the event, representatives from Vietnam and Cambodia highlighted the solidarity, traditional friendship and cooperation, and good neighborliness between the two countries. They said the regular organization of cultural programs is key to increasing the cooperation and mutual understanding and closeness between the two nations and their peoples. A festival for children from Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia began on August 10th in Ho Chi Minh City, hosted by the Central Committee of Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union.
The 5-day event draws the participation of 185 children and 34 officials from the 3 countries. This is an activity to celebrate the Vietnam-Laos Solidarity and Friendship Year 2022. This is the 5th time the festival has been held. The event is organized every 2 years since 2010. Last year, it was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. During the event, delegates will visit historical relics and museums, as well as attend activities at destinations in Ho Chi Minh City.
Ho Chi Minh City has been chosen as the venue for a gala ceremony of the World Travel Awards for Asia and Oceania region, scheduled to take place on September the 7th, according to the Vietnam National Administration of Tourism.
The World Travel Awards acknowledge excellence in the travel and tourism industry. They are based on votes from the public and travel professionals across the globe. The organization describes Ho Chi Minh City as a metropolis of boundless energy, which draws together both old and new Vietnam. This year, Vietnam has received a series of nominations for different categories at the awards 2022. Hanoi was shortlisted as Asia's leading city break destination and Asia's leading cultural city destination. Last year, the country won the title of Asia's leading destination. It was also honored as Asia's leading sustainable tourism destination.
To achieve the goal of welcoming 4 million foreign tourists this year, as set out earlier, Vietnam's tourism industry is urged to make greater efforts in promoting its image and building more tourism products.
Statistics from the Vietnam National Administration of Tourism show in the first 7 months of this year, Vietnam served 954,600 foreign tourists, up 9-fold compared to the same period last year. Foreign tourists to Vietnam over the recent past months mainly came from Asia Pacific, prominently in the top 10 markets being the Republic of Korea, the US, and Japan. The administration also pointed out that European markets show impressive increases in the number of visitors to Vietnam and will gradually increase in the near future, such as the UK, France, and Germany. To attract more foreigners, experts say Vietnam's visa policy needs to be more open to remarkably growing markets such as the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and East European countries.
Cham Tàu Highland District in the northern mountainous province of Yên Bái is home to 11 ethnic groups, with the Hmong people making the majority. The women's outfits are among the unique features of their culture.
In the leisure time, Phan Thị Khua from Tà Xu Hamlet in Ban Kham commute often sees native families bloom to weave brocade. The fabric is made from linseed, spun to make clothing for both men and women. The Hmong people believe that, regardless of gender or age, they must wear such clothing when they are buried. Therefore, from a young age, Hmong women are taught how to weave by their mothers and grandmothers.
As a child, I was taught by my mother and grandmother how to weave fabric. I was interested and wanted to learn so that later, when my children grow up, I could teach them how to weave and preserve our culture.
On nowadays or holidays, Hmong ethnic women are proud to wear the traditional outfits. In Cham Tàu districts are teams making dresses to meet individuals' needs, or perhaps as gifts for family members getting married. All Hmong ethnic women, therefore, know how to make skirts and embroider dresses.
Dresses are made from linen, though I rarely wear every day, but I'm still teaching my children and grandchildren to weave to preserve our traditional outfits.
The outfits of the Hmong ethnic minority in Cham Tàu district are distinguished by the patterns, which feature a sense of nature and life. The main color is red, which symbolizes warmth and fullness and a desire to have a better life. Over time, the ability to make outfits has become not so common among Hmong ethnic women, but there are still ready-made outfits for women to embroider or decorate in their favorite patterns. This is not to say, however, that the basic features of outfits worn by Hmong ethnic women in the past have been lost.
In the past, it was very hard to make skirts. Only one could be made each year. Now, there are many ready-made designs which don't take much time to make. Each person can make 3 or 4 skirts in a year.
The Hmong ethnic people in Cham Tàu made up the majority of the district's population, so local authorities are keen to preserve their cultural identity.
That has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for watching and see you next time.